Martial arts training can have so many long-term benefits for children. It can include things like physical health, increased confidence. It can include the development of important character traits, what we call in the Warrior Academy a black belt character. But when you invest in a quality martial arts program for your child, you're essentially setting them up for success in all areas of their life. Welcome back to the Warrior Academy podcast. I hope you're enjoying the show so far and enjoying these deep dives with me. If you are, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about choosing the right martial arts program specifically for character development for your child. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. As you know, we are a martial arts organization that specializes in character development, so we feel we've got a lot to say here. Martial arts can be an incredible vehicle for helping children with not just physical activities and self-defense skills, but they can really help develop important character traits like discipline, respect, and confidence across the board. But what I would say is that not all martial arts programs are created equal. Choosing the right martial arts program for your character development for your child can be an overwhelming task. If you don't know lots about martial arts, where do you start? But it's an important decision that can have a significant impact on their development. If you're close to a Warrior Academy Club, we hope that we are a good choice for you. But if you're not near us, then we'd like to help you discover a good, solid club for your child's character development. And what are the key factors when you're choosing that club? When you're trying to focus on character development, or CD as we call it, what are the factors you need to consider? So the first thing I want to talk about is understanding the benefits of martial arts for children. Martial arts training can provide so many benefits for children beyond the physical fitness side and the self-defense, as I've mentioned. It can really help them improve so many important character traits. Now, we've isolated and refined character development to the 3 C's: confidence, conduct, and concentration. When you develop all 3 C's up to a high level, you develop a black belt character. A good martial arts program for children develops these 3 C's, but it typically incorporates values such as perseverance, focus, humility, which children can then help utilize in all aspects of their life. The next thing is researching different martial arts styles. So there are lots of different martial arts styles, and each has its own unique history, its unique techniques and philosophy, and some styles may be far more suited to your child's personality and interests than others. So spend a bit of time researching different styles, and maybe even trying different styles out with your child to see what it is they find most exciting or they engage with the most. That should help you make a far more informed decision about which style you want to segment your searching on. The next step 3, would be to evaluate instructors and facilities. The quality of the instructor and the facility can make a massive difference in the effectiveness of the program for character development in particular. So it's really important to evaluate the instructor's qualifications, their experience, their teaching style, and their own personal values. And you should consider the cleanliness and the safety of the facility. The next thing is to consider your child's personality and learning style. So every single child is unique. We know that as parents, and what works for one might not work for another. So when you're choosing a martial arts program, consider your child's personality and consider their interests and consider their learning style. Some children might thrive in a more traditional, structured environment, like the rank style you see in Taekwondo or karate, while others might do better in a more relaxed and fun atmosphere that you might see in kickboxing or Muay Thai. The next thing, number 5 here on this list, is to assess the program's emphasis on character development. Many martial arts clubs out there promote character development, but not all promote them equally or prioritize it equally. When you focus on a martial arts club who just focuses on self-defense or the physical fitness side of what they're doing, they might focus on competition and on winning, while others emphasize personal growth and development. We believe personal growth and development is the most important aspect of martial arts, and that's why we're a character development organization. But really, when you find a club that does that, you'll start to see so many huge benefits to your child's life, not just the fact that they're winning trophies. The next thing is balancing cost and value. The cost of martial arts programs can vary wildly, and it's really important to find a program that offers good value for your investment while a more expensive program might not necessarily be better for your child. So just seeking the most expensive program out there might not be the best thing for your child. You need to be aware of the programs that are significantly cheaper than others in the area. If you are charging very little for your martial arts organization, for your classes, for the program, are you getting the best staff possible? That's a big indicator of whether or not your child's getting the best instruction or the best quality of the program. It will also influence things like the facilities and the curriculum. So cost is a factor you need to take into consideration. Setting realistic expectations is the next. So you need to have a realistic expectation of your child's progress in martial arts. Martial arts is a journey of self-discovery. It takes many, many years to become an experienced martial artist. It's all about putting the focus on learning and developing skills and celebrating the small victories on the way. That is what's going to make, the biggest difference for your child in the long run. The next thing I'd like to talk about is preparing your child for their first ever martial arts class. So before your child attends their first martial arts class, it's important you set expectations and you help them prepare for what to expect. So talk to them about the benefits of martial arts and what they can expect from their classes. Encourage them to ask questions and to be open to learning new things. You can also help them get physically prepared by ensuring they have appropriate clothing, attire, and equipment. So the preparation side is really important mentally for a child. The next thing is staying involved and supporting your child and supporting their progress. So as your child progresses through the martial arts program, it's important to stay involved and support their progress. In the Warrior Academy, we call this leaning in. We like to work with parents who lean into our program, who attend their gradings, who observe their progress, who provide encouragement and provide positive feedback. You can also help reinforce the values and character traits taught in the program at home. The children in our program who experience the most success and the biggest progress are those who have the full support of the parents who lean the most to the program. The next thing is to overcome common challenges. Like any new activity, martial arts training can come with its own set of challenges, that is without a doubt. And common challenges include things like frustration and slow progress and competition anxiety and even injury. And so it's really important that when your child starts martial arts, you address these challenges with your child and you work with their instructor to find solutions. Have that communication open between the instructor and your child and yourself to really help grow your child through their martial arts journey. The next point is understanding the long-term benefits of martial arts. So martial arts training can have so many long-term benefits for children. It can include things like physical health, increased confidence. It can include the development of important character traits, what we call in the Warrior Academy a black belt character. But when you invest in a quality martial arts program for your child, you're essentially setting them up for success in all areas of their life. I'd like to move on now to some frequently asked questions that a martial arts club would typically have, or a parent would typically have when they're looking for a martial arts club. So the first is, what age should my child start martial arts training? The ideal age for children to start martial arts training varies depending on the individual child and the style of martial arts. So in general, most programs accept children as young as 4 years old. And it's important to choose a program that is specifically designed for children with experienced instructors who understand the unique needs and abilities of the young students they've got with them. I've seen so many martial arts clubs out there who have such a mixed range of ages within their class, and that's no good for the students. We need to separate students on their ability and their age, so make sure that the club you go to is doing that. The next question we typically see is, how often should my child attend martial arts classes? Now, the frequency of attendance depends on the program and the child's schedule. So, most programs recommend attending at least 2 classes per week to see progress and maintain consistency. At the Warrior Academy, we encourage 2. If parents are going to go once, that's fine. And then we encourage them to do some work at home with their child. It's important to balance martial arts training and other activities and responsibilities with your child at home as well. And we understand that as a martial arts organization, which is why we built things like WarriorNet, our online portal, which fits around your schedule. The next question is, are there any safety concerns that a parent should be aware of? As with any physical activity, there are obviously safety concerns to be aware of when it comes to martial arts training. It is a physical sport. and there is some element of physical contact with most programs. So it's important to choose a reputable program with experienced instructors who prioritize safety. You'll get an idea of that in your first visit. You'll understand what the instructor's like, their teaching style, and the dojo, what the training environment feels like, whether or not it feels safe. So making sure your child is equipped with appropriate safety gear can help you do that, as well as a mouth guard and padding for sparring, including good head guard, groin guard, and shin guard. Make sure you're getting the advice from your child's instructor and not just looking for the cheapest bit of kit yourself online. The next question we typically have is, will my child have to compete in tournaments? Now, not all martial arts programs require students to compete in tournaments, and it's ultimately up to the individual student and their family to decide if competition is something they are interested in. If your child is interested in competition, just make sure to choose a program that emphasizes tournament training and has a track record of success in competitions. Many clubs out there put a focus on taking children to competitions, but they've got no experience in doing that. At the Warrior Academy, we've taken over 3,000 to 5,000 children through a competition program, and we host hundreds of students through our in-house competitions every single year. The next question is, how can I reinforce the values taught in the program at home? In the Warrior Academy, we call this bringing the dojo lessons to the home and school life. Reinforcing the values taught in a martial arts program for character development at home is a really important way to ensure your child is getting the absolute most out of their training. Encouraging your child to practice what they learn in class and lead by example by modeling positive behaviors and attitudes is really important. So reinforcing those values of respect and discipline and perseverance by setting clear expectations and clear consequences for your child will really help with that. If you check out the mat chats that we've got on this Warrior Academy podcast every single Wednesday, you'll see just how we use storytelling to bring those lessons to life, to bring the lessons from the dojo to the home and school life. So we definitely recommend listening to those. To wrap this episode up, choosing the right program for your child is a really important decision, and it has a massive impact on their future success. When you consider all the factors like the style of martial arts, the quality of the instructor, the quality of the facility, your child's personality, their learning style, and the program's emphasis on character development, you as a parent can make a more informed decision that will help benefit your child, help develop their character, and do what we feel is the most important thing we can do as educators, as parents, to give your child a black belt character that will set them up for a happy and successful life as an adult. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I look forward to seeing you next time. I really hope you enjoyed today's Warrior Academy podcast episode. We're going to keep creating these episodes because I know that so many parents find them useful or get insights or get ideas about how to develop their child's character. But it all comes down to the 3 C's: confidence, conduct, and concentration. So if you want to get a deep insight into the levels of confidence your child has, the level of concentration they have, or the level of conduct they have, so that you can actually put a score next to it and then work towards increasing those scores like we do in the Warrior Academy, then I'd love to invite you to fill in the Breakthrough Area Assessment. It takes about 5 minutes of your time, and you will get a personalized PDF report on your child's 3 C's. To access the Breakthrough Area Assessment and find out your child's 3 C's score, all you need to do is go to www.breakthrougharea.com.